Alrighty guys, today in Stalker Gamma we're going to be going over the traders below the barrier. The barrier pretty much consists of red forest, radar, anything above that. Those general
Так,
areas
что
will
интересует?
be above your barrier, or above the barrier. So just keep that in mind. That's kind of where the line lays. So anything below that is what we're going to go over in this video. At the moment we're at Sid. Generally I'm just going to be going to each trader with the same items, throwing them on the sales sheet so you can see the pricing and see the differences in those. And then from there, you'll be able to see what prices each thing. I will be separating these by tabs through the video so you can hop to each area based off of where you spawned at, what faction you chose, stuff like that, so you can see how your traders fare in comparison to other traders. So it'll just be a slow video. I'll just be hopping in with commentary based off of when we change factions. If you would like to just see the best trader at the end, then just go to the end of the video. The last set of location will be
Этого
where your
еще
best trader is.
консервных банок.
Чем тебе помочь? Найдешь какие детали для апгрейда? Подтаскивай, помозгуем.
So our next location we'll be going over is the swamp. This is where the clear sky base is and where you'll generally start if you choose them as a faction. If you choose that location to start as, it does have some really good quests and stuff for that faction, so I do definitely suggest them as a starting faction. It gives you a bunch of good rewards, like some decent armor to start with and stuff like that, so you don't have to initially choose really good armor and use all the points for that. So they'll just give you the regular pricing that any other trader gives you. You'll notice that a lot of the main traders for each faction have around the same pricing for things. Your technicians are obviously going to have the best pricing on your weapon parts, aside from one other trader that does have better pricing. If you hop to the end of the video, as I said, you can check out our best trader. As you can see, they just give you average pricing for everything else here. There is a medic and a technician along with a barkeep here as well inside of the space. So keep that in mind. You have all those options to use early in the game. And the medic does have average pricing for meds, but not as good as the best trader does. It might be somewhat comparative, but they give you really good pricing in those areas.
Привет, Сталкер.
So to continue with our trend of starting in the south, we do have one trader inside of Darkscape. It is based off the Free Stalkers, along with a technician in that area as well. I didn't sell to the technician because he's just a technician, and we'll have average pricing based similar to all other technicians for weapon parts and everything else. I did also skip the military and bandits because I am not friendly with them. If you were mercenary or bandit, you will have a main base inside of the Dark Valley in the northern part of it, so keep in mind that another trader option will be there. I don't know what the pricing is because I have yet to do a playthrough where I mess with the bandits because they're the bandits. So, after that, we go to garbage, where there is two traders. You're going to have Butcher and the flea market. So, Butcher will give you the best prices for your mutant parts and mutant meat. So just keep that in mind whenever you are hunting animals. If it's not for quests, you can make a bunch of rubles early on in the game by just going to him after fighting a bunch of monsters, or just going hunting a bunch of mutants and selling off the meat to him, because he gives you a really good price for that. Along with that, he is the best trader to buy this high flesh ammo, because everything he sells is at a discounted price for whatever reason. He gives you really good pricing. He even says that. So go to him if you want to buy any of this high flesh ammo early on and need to go hunting, or if you want to sell any of your meat, he's going to give you the best prices for those. The other trader in the garbage will be just the flea market handler. He is in the northern part on that broken building below the checkpoint that's right under Rostok. So just keep that in mind that he's an option there. He just has average pricing for everything, but he occasionally will sell random weird items. Will be inside of Rostok. This is pretty much where the duty base is. So they will have the general there, along with their faction trader, pretty much. The technician here is also part of duty. You have the barkeep, the technician, and pretty much the duty trader. He kind of works like the freedom trader. He has a couple different items that you can get from him. So just keep in mind that they will only be able to access this if you have relations that are good with duty, because they will just murder you should get in. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing anything. I was with Clear Sky, so I clearly was able to go in. As you can see, the barkeep does give you a decent amount, similar to the trader's pricing for your weapon parts, so keep in mind you can sell them to him. He just gives you average pricing for animal meat and stuff like that. He gives you the average, median, middle price for those. So, but he will not buy artifacts or anything like that. So our next set of traders will be the Freedom faction. They are inside of the Army Warehouse area north of Rostok. So this will be inside of their base in the bottom right corner of that map. And pretty much you just want to be sure that you are friendly with them by checking PDA, checking relations, and knowing what faction they're with in comparison to them, so you know that you are friendly with them. Their medic and their technician will give you the best pricing for your weapon attachments. Just keep in mind that this set of traders is a little different because there's not a separate food trader as far as I can tell. There's just the one for the main trader for them, who sells all the weapon building kits, or the ones where you customize the weapon and change it into a different type of that weapon. Just keep in mind he is the one that you will get your food from and stuff like that, because he sells food. As you can see, the technician gives you the same amount as the medic. The skinflint probably won't give you much for it to be worth selling to him. He's just going to give you the average pricing for things, so just keep that in mind. So the next place we're going to go is into that city. This is where the mercenary base is. Just keep in mind that if you're with the Free Stalkers, you cannot go here. You are not friendly with them unless you have increased your goodwill enough. You will get attacked on sight, as long as you're wearing your patch and stuff. So just keep that in mind. You can get ammo similar to Freedom and stuff like that, like the northern groups can do. You can get a lot of the NATO weapon parts or weapon attachments, along with your NATO ammo types. So keep that in mind that they are an option for that aside from Freedom. Your traders are just going to be average, similar like any other traders that are for the factions. You're just going to have the average pricing for most things. So just keep that in mind when you go. Along with that, your biggest hurdle here, if you didn't spawn as a mercenary, is getting to here, because the Dead City is full of pseudo-giants, psi-active mutants, and the like. So you're going to have a lot of higher tier mutants here. On the offhand of that, you do have the ability to go here and lead them into all the mercenaries if you're friendly with them, and you could get some free mutant parts that are higher tier. So keep that in mind as well.
Quit playing spy games and talk to me.
So our next trader will be the one that will give you the most for most of your items. So the key thing about Sakharov is that he is inside of Yantar. He is among a technician and a food trader. So the big thing about Sakharov is that he is my favorite trader. He gives you the best pricing on meds that he sells compared to other traders. Along with that, he gives you the best price on your weapon attachments in comparison to technicians and pretty much any other higher pricings that you get from for the attachments. He also gives you the best prices on artifacts. So if you aren't particularly using artifacts, or you have a bunch that you want to get rid of, or you just generally need a bunch of rubles, you should go sell your artifacts. He'll give you the averagely decent pricing for the mutant parts and mutant meat. He doesn't give you as good of a price as Butcher, but if you're starting to move this far north, maybe you aren't going to be running into Butcher as much or going back down there as often, so keep that in mind that he gives you an averagely decent price for them, especially if you're starting to get closer north. but he does give you the best price on artifacts.
Парни, не расслабляемся. Всем спасибо, все свободны.
If you found this video helpful in getting your best out of your items or your attachments or any junk you have laying around, then please drop a like and subscribe. Check out my other videos if you have any other questions or anything that you need to figure out. They might be answered in those. Along with that, if you drop a comment under this video on any questions you have, I may make a video on that. I've done that before for some other viewers and commenters, so just keep that in mind. But good luck out there in the zone, and thank you for watching.